Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Guitar Talk, episode 20. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff today, but the main topic is constructing, designing your own practice space. And there's a reason for that. I've got a move coming up and a brand new practice space. Now, my practice space is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be multi-purpose room, really. It's going to have things for live streaming, teaching, creating content, along with practicing. But the fundamentals are exactly the same. For doing that, I just have to add a few things to it. So today we're going to talk about my practice space, and we'll talk about your practice space. And let's see here. Check the comments out. I see Wiggles here. Hey, there's Wiggle. Awesome, man. That's great to see you, man. Peace and love to you. Awesome. Coke's here. Happy Saturday. Great to see you, Coke. Joe's here. What's up, everybody? Dean. Let's see here. Chris is here. Hal is here. And Coke says my practice space is a nursery. Hey, man, you gotta do it where you can, right? Right. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about the fundamentals, the things that you have to have for a practice space. We're talking about layout. I'm actually going to be laying a design out here using one of these free online designers. And also, I think we're going to do some news later on. I wasn't able to make it yesterday. Just the week just was overwhelming and couldn't get everything done by the time the show was yesterday. But we're going to talk about that too. At the end of the show, we'll talk about how things are moving forward. And also, I already got the Saturday coaching videos out. So those are all there. So if you're a Saturday person, go ahead and check it out. They should be there. Okay, so let's see if I can get this set up here. And we're going to start talking about what you need for a practice space. And let's see here. Okay, I'm going to try to add. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to start talking about, let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Maybe like that. Now we'll start here. We may head on over there after a minute or two. Wes is here. Hey, Wes, good to see you. Very good to see you. Brennan's here. So here's the basics of my practice room. I have an 11 by 8 by 12 feet 4 inch. That says feet, 12 feet by 4 feet. What happens when you're in a rush? That's the new space. That's what I have to work with. And we're just going to start off by listing the things that I need in a practice space like that. Still setting things up a little bit here, so just bear with me for a second. There you go. That'll do. Okay, so I'll put it back over here and we'll get started. Okay, so for me, I need a desk. A lot of my things that I use are software. So I need some place to put my computer, whether it's my laptop or it is my desktop. Well, actually, what we're going to be designing is both today. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Coke says some messages aren't loading into chat. That's odd. I don't understand why. I do know that we're in 3 platforms right now. So we're at two different Facebook, the group, and then also just regular Facebook platforms and YouTube as well. So keep trying there. David's at fantasy football, only 2 picks left. So you have a good time, David. You have a good time with that. Let's see here. Our Guitar Journey with Jagged says, been a listener of your podcast for over a year. Absolutely love them. Your podcast and tips have helped me get my mojo back when I've been in a rut. Awesome, man. Thank you for showing up here. We sure appreciate that. We got a good group going today. So this is a lot of fun. Great to see you, man. Great to see you. Okay. So, and Evan's here too. Whoops, there it is. Hey, the Rev Ev. Wes says, yeah, I'm not seeing anyone's messages. Well, that's probably because you're on Facebook and a lot of us are on YouTube. So this is streaming to 3 different platforms. So you can just check them out here, or you can head over to YouTube if you want to see the YouTube messages as well. John's here. Hey, John, good to see you, man. And Joe's here too. Awesome. Okay, so starting off with the basics: desk, chair, right? Well, we're gonna need a. In my instance, we're gonna need a computer, and I need some sort of a metronome. And let's see, I'll have to have some way of hearing myself. So whether it's amplifier or practice amp, we'll just call it a practice amp. That's some way of hearing yourself, unless you're playing acoustic. If you're playing electric, you need some way of hearing yourself. It could be a virtual amp in your computer. It could be just a small amp there. It could be a whole bunch of different things. So practice amp. And we're going to need the usual things. You need picks and capo if you use a capo usually. And let's see what else. Some way to keep track of things. Now, some people use those yellow legal pads. They just keep them on their desk and write down what they practice each day. Folder work. You could actually use Google Drive. Some way of keeping track of what you're doing. Let's talk about in the computer. What are some of the things that we might need? We might need background tracks. Okay. We're going to need in the computer. We may need. You could get your metronome in the computer too. Background tracks is the big one. Videos, YouTube or Academy videos, those things there. So you sit down. You're going to need music stand. That's where I'm going to next. Great, Rick. So we're going to put down after your folder, Google Drive. We'll kind of put that together. We're going to need a music stand to be able to read music or read your practice book at the time. Let's see here. Coke, he sits in his car and turns the blinker on the safe space. That's a good one. He uses his trusty metronome, the blinker, and this. That's a good one. I hadn't thought about that, man. Yeah, you don't have a metronome, just head on out to the car. We'll take care of that really quick. Oh man, I'm so happy you're here, Coke. That's great. It's been a rough week, man. It's just and nothing in particular, just too much work and not enough having fun. So really thanks for that. That's good. Okay, so we've got our folder Google Drive music stand. We're going to need guitar, right? And then we're going to need some place to keep the guitar, either a stand or a wall mount. And you may have more than one guitar. So some people will use like a rack or just multiple wall mounts, those things. What else you're going to need? You're going to need to make sure that it's comfortable and the atmosphere is nice, right? So wall mount. There we go. Let's spell check all this stuff. Okay, so let's go back. We've got our desk, chair, a computer. Actually, you don't need a desk if you're just using a music stand. Um, Chair, computer, background tracks, YouTube videos, metronome, practice amp, picks, capo, folder, which could be Google Drive. You'll need a music stand for that. Your guitar stand, wall mount, guitar rack. So picks, capo, also slide if you play slide guitar. Um, Here's the thing that I always need: Allen wrench. Those are the things that. Let's see what else. What do I have here? What's the junk that's all over the place? Okay, so let's see here. Dean says a microphone. Right. So if you're going to be recording, let's do different sections for this. So this will be pure practicing. Okay. So let's bring everything underneath practicing. Okay. Then we have some other things that you might need if you're using this for multiple purposes. So recording is one thing. I'm going to use this for multiple purposes. Lessons, if we do a lot of video lessons here. So if you're set up for doing like a Zoom lesson or those things, we'll talk about that. Let's see here. What else? We got a few different things that we'll use it for. We'll just continue with practicing right now. Desk, chair, computer, metronome, practicing picks, and then what we have strings and what extra strings. Wire cutters. All right. And okay, and atmosphere. That's what I was getting at before. Something that makes you feel like playing guitar. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a rough day at work, or you got a lot of stuff going on with your family, and you may only have 15 minutes to practice, and you want everything set up the way you want it. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but also you want to be able to quickly get in that feeling of playing guitar, right? So you're going to want to decorate with things, and it doesn't have to be guitar stuff. It could be something that makes you feel. If you like a really neat space, you would decorate in a neat way and not have a lot of guitar pedals messed about and do everything like that. But if you're really love guitar and different bands, different posters, things like that, lights, bug zapper, right? And David says surrounding yourself in what yourself. Okay, so we're surrounding ourselves in what inspires. Back to the chair, arms move out of the way. Right. So that's really important. It's really important. You spend the money on a chair, and if the arms are in the way, it's not going to be a good guitar practicing chair. How about, stuff like some people really like to have like a footstool. Some people really need to have the guitar propped up a bit, so that's something that you might want to have. Um, but surrounding yourself in what inspires you, things that make you think. I liked a friend of mine had concert tickets, those that reminded you of awesome shows that you've seen, or like if you're in a band, like backstage passes reminding you of gigs that you've played, pictures, those kind of things. So something that inspires you, but that part's gonna be different for everybody. Like I said, some people just they think better when things are. I kind of do that too. I'm kind of both. I think better when things are clean, and neat, uh, but also I want to have things that inspire me around too. So we're going to talk about that when we start designing the room a little bit. Um, Recording. So say you're recording yourself practicing, or you're recording. Um, let's see here. Dean says PGA t-shirts. Right. And we've got Dean was so kind as to put together a little poll. We're going to take a look at that in a little bit too. Once we get past the recording, past the practice room thing. So we've got recording things. You're going to need some sort of camera. Could be your phone. It could be, your webcam, microphone. In my instance, I also need speakers, monitors, and any kind of electronics just that are going to help you with recording. Let's see here. Let's get all of this out of this section. Oops. So those are things you're going to have to consider for lessons. I'm going to lump all that into recording. So say you're taking lessons at home now, virtual lessons. Most of the people that I've seen here, interface. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. Interface. So mixing board. Okay. So we've got the whole practicing section. We've got recording as that adds a whole other deal to it. And then you can also, you may also want to have your amps, pedals, all kind of gear that you may want to be working on tones. Something we're talking about today. Wes says, "Are you thinking of putting any soundproofing on the walls since you recorded live?" No, I'm not. But putting stuff on the walls, yes, but not soundproofing, and that's a little bit of a different. There's two things. So for me, I'm in this room right here. Now, this room, since we're only temporarily here, I'll be gone hopefully within a month or two. And so we're not putting anything up on the walls. It's hard floor, hard wall. You can hear the echo in this room. Even in the podcast where I gated out, still can hear the echo in the room. So treating the room for sound is something I am going to do. And so I've got some RLX foam. I've got a lot of different things that I put on the wall to stop the reflections around. I'm going to have a carpet on the floor because I don't want the sound bouncing around in the room. But what I'm not concerned about too much is the sound escaping the room. I'm going to usually keep things down at a low level if I can for practicing and even getting tones. But there is something I'm going to here when we start to go into my specific circumstance. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, something where I can crank my amps and not bother anyone else in the house. Um, and so I'm going to say Lee's. Um, let's see here. Let's say the Academy room. This is going to be shared with all of you as well. So this is going to be all of my amps, pedals, all those things. I'm going to need an ISO box. So what I've decided, instead of going and spending a bunch of money on more digital modeling stuff, I want to use my amps and I want to get real tones. And I want to be able to spend time with you guys trying different tones out and showing you what different pedals, different amps, and how all of those things work together for getting different tones. And I'm going to be, we're going to talk about all of that in a few minutes. But the thing that I'm going to use is an ISO box. And basically, this is a container with very thick plywood with a speaker mounted in it, and then you can close it. And you treat that with the RLX foam so you don't get the boxy sound and the bouncing around. And you can crank your amp. You still can hear a little bit of it, but it's not enough that's going to upset anybody else in the room. I have something called an Axe Track, which is a small ISO box. But it uses a very small speaker. I want to use the actual speakers I would use to play a gig to do that. So for me, the room that I'm going to be in is far enough away from what else is going on in the house, that as long as I keep it at a low to medium volume, I'm not going to be bothering too many people at all. So, and especially with an ISO box and using the different amps, we're really going to be able to see how these tones work. Okay, so that's going to. I'm also going to be doing 2 filming stations in my room. So I'm going to have a sit down, like you've seen before, at a desk. But I'm going to have a separate camera set up with separate webcams for up close things, with a standing desk, which will have uh, pedal a pedal demo section, nice something flat up high where I can stand and play, and then I can go through different pedals and different tones. So it's going to have cameras. This will have main camera, and then this is going to have close up camera. And that's where I'll do most of the teaching from. The standing desk is going to have a main camera, and then it's going to have close up for pedal demo and also for teaching. A couple different reasons I want to do this. One is I'm sitting in this chair for a very big part of the day. So I want to be up and standing up. And the other thing is I want to have something where I can demo gear really quickly, like that's already geared up. And Dean wants to know, can I do all of that in an 11 by 12 room? That's where we're headed next. So I think we've got everything here. Atmosphere, regular practice things, record things for recording, and then some specifics to my situation where I'm going to have an ISO box, a sit down desk, and a standing desk for the different cameras. And so the sit down desk is going to have my regular microphone. And then the stand up desk is going to have my Rode mic, but that's above head Rode mic. So I don't have to wear a microphone, like a lapel mic, and I don't have to have a microphone in my face the whole time. So all that's going to work out. So let's take a look over here. And we're going to kind of go through this. Let's see here. See if we can. Here we go. So here it is. Here's the room. It's 11 by 8 room. Okay. Now let me hide that. So this is the room we're going to be dealing with here. Now there'll be double doors on the left, French doors, I guess they call them, and then a window right here on the front of the house. So 2 walls with nothing and a window right here. So I'm going to need cabinets to keep things. I already have the desk. So let me see if we've got a desk here. Home office, single desk. Okay, so let's see here. So just off the bat, sit down desk could be right here. Not sure about that. Now I was thinking right here, sit down desk, and then in the corner of the stand up desk. Problem with that is the window, right? So maybe with the window there, if I'm recording videos, you don't want to have the window back in. Another option would be to put the desk on the window. And that way I could take advantage of the natural light, not have to have as much like the lighting I have in here now. So right now that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna leave that. And I need a stand-up desk. So let's see if we can find a smaller desk. If not, maybe we'll put this here. Let's see if I can make this smaller. I can. Okay, so on the wall, up high right here, I'm going to have a standing desk. Now, what this is going to do, it's going to be close enough to my computer where I can run USB lines and have all the cameras hooked up. So I can have one computer running 2 spots there. So I'm going to need a chair. Let's see if they got a chair. I don't see a chair. You'd think they'd have a chair, right? No. Let's see here. Let's just steal a chair from upholstered chairs, lift chairs, massage chairs. No thanks. Let's just take one of these recliners and make it small. Okay. So there's the chair right there. Now I'm going to have my speakers set up. All of my regular things that were in my last place are all going to be right there. Here's my stand-up desk. My amplifiers and everything will be in this section. So in the back, let's see what we're needing here. Let's go back here. So got the desk, the chair, the computer. Metronome will be on the desk. Practice amp. Let's find something that looks like a practice amp and throw that in there. Let's go back to the let's see here, home office, bookcases. So let's put a little bookcase here. Make it look like it. Oops. Make it look like several amps and ISO boxes all right here in this corner. All right, so now we are got practice amp, picks, capo slides, Allen wrenches, extra strings, wire cutting, folder, Google Drive, music stand, footstool, guitar, atmosphere. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've got a lot of pedals and a lot of guitar equipment that I want out. I want to be using those all the time. I'm going to tell you in a minute what I'm going to be doing with that. So I'm going to need some bookcases. I guess I'm going to put bookcases in the background here. So maybe we'll have a big bookcase along the back wall, maybe even a chair in here. Let's go back to Here, let's just do one of these. Maybe a chair here in the background, posters on the wall, lighting, atmosphere. Um, Maybe another bookshelf over here, just to keep all the guitar stuff that I don't want seen here with the TV. So, okay, so this is the basics of my room. And really what's being added is the stand-up desk right here with a platform to demo pedals and all of those things. But at this point, what's the most important thing about this room? The doors. Okay. Right? Having a little bit of privacy so that you can concentrate. Um, I think this would be nice. Now, what happens if you don't have a whole room? Maybe you have a space. Let's see, what did uh Dean, no, not Dean, Coke said. He said something about his is in the nursery, right? So what happens if you just have a corner or something like that? What do you do? So for me, this is going to be a lot. You're going to do the basics. Okay. You're going to get someplace that you can write on, someplace you could put a laptop or something like that, and your music stand, and some way that you can hear yourself, but still decorating, uh, making sure you have cameras, the things that you need. I'm going back here through the here's what Coke says. I have decorative instruments on my wall in the nursery here, but 3 players hanging out in my bedroom. Need to move those into the nursery now that I practice in here all the time. And that's another thing too. It changes. You know, you have to be flexible with your practice space. Everyone that I've ever had never worked out the way I planned. Now look at this. I'm starting to plan again. Is it going to be exactly like this when we're doing it? No, it will change definitely. Especially this desk in front of the window right here. I don't know if that's going to work or not. But I have this here. I can rearrange things as I'd like. Find different places for amplifiers. I actually was thinking about stacking amplifiers in the background. You know, having something fun to look at. I like looking at amps and pedals and those kind of things. That makes me feel like playing. Bug zapper. You know, we got to get the bug zapper in there, the Pest Killer 2000. Let's see here. Okay, so that's what Wes said earlier about soundproofing a wall. He was meant about keeping the echo down. Yes, definitely. Definitely keeping the echo down is important. That's a big part to it. Kevin's here. Great to see you, Kevin. And Dean says ISOBox is expensive. That can be. They can be. There's a few. There's most of the really fancy ones are up over $1,000. The Randall is $500, and I think there's a Jet City one that's $250. You can find them lower and lower and lower. And if I can, and actually what Evan said the other day is you could build your own, which is another thing that I had thought about too. So let's see here. With my brother living so close, there's no need to worry about a guest room for me, Lee. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's basically where we're at. This is going to be our new room for teaching lessons, getting everything done. There's going to be a lot of PGA stuff. Thank you, Dean. In the background. It'll be ready to go. I just close the doors, turn everything on, and then we're set. I'm very excited about this, especially if you've been following what we've been dealing with. So what I want to do now is switch gears a little bit. I want to have everybody pay special attention here. This is something that Dean put together for us. And so what we're doing is all the shirts that I've been wearing over the past week and a half, I think it's been maybe 2. and we've got them all on one page here. So here was the Academy shirt that said, "Become the guitarist that you always wanted to be" on the back. And let's see, we have a rate how much you like it, 1 through 5, and this is the charcoal tee. And then we have, this was the green, two color that I was wearing. I actually wore this the other day. Academy shirt. There's the green shirt, the Kelly green shirt. We also have the one I'm wearing right now, the blue, one color Academy. There's a 2 color gray t-shirt, which was cool. Then we have the podcast shirts. And the podcast shirts, there's just the white with the red logo, which I thought was pretty cool. And then the red with the 2 color with the white and no, actually it was a 1 color, it's just white and red shirt. And then we had the tie-dye one. And the tie-dye one here, and this is one that I want to talk to Dean about, if Dean is still here, with the it depends on the tie-dye shirt that you get, whether you can read it really well or not. And I was thinking about maybe if Dean thinks it's a good idea to turn this into a 2 color, having the Play Guitar podcast, all that in white. But I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it up to you guys too. So here is all of these. I'm going to put the link in the Facebook group if you'd like to vote on which ones you like. Let's see here. I don't know if my chat has frozen or not. I'm going to check my chat on my phone to see if I'm getting everything. Because it looks like my chat is frozen on me here. We're also going to do a little news in a second. News about the Academy and about the shows, and then also some news about, let's see here. That's not working. Trying to find this on the fly. Excuse me just for a second. My channel. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I was missing about 3. So it was frozen on my end. I'm getting a few more. Oh no, just 3. Look in the bottom for two questions. Okay, yeah, at the bottom we have, thank you Dean for reminding me. Pick your favorite Academy t-shirt and pick your favorite podcast t-shirt. Then you can also leave your comments right there. So yeah, so that's it. I'm going to put this link in the Facebook group right when, actually I'll do it right now, I think, while we're waiting. Here we go. Facebook group. Visit this page to vote on the Academy and podcast t-shirts. Okay, so that link is now in our Facebook group. So if you guys feel like voting, head on over there. Let's see here. Maybe talk about quality, Dean says. Let me head back over to my main page here. So Dean, you're talking about the quality of each of the shirts, what I was finding. Okay, so let's start here. This the gray shirt was nice. I think it was cotton shirt. It was good quality. It was just regular t-shirt because some of them are a little bit fancier. So this was a regular t-shirt. I thought, and it fit nice. It was exactly what I'm a extra large if it's 100% cotton, and if it's a 50-50 or some sort of a blend, I'm usually a large. So that one fit perfect, right where you thought it would be. Same with the green. And this was a really nice soft shirt as well. It was it's softer t-shirt, so it was nice. So the green one was very similar to this one. It was just it fit nice and no issues at all. And same with the blue one that you're seeing right now. So all three of all of these Academy t-shirts and this one here too, they all fit very nicely and were right to size. When we get to here, um and this one is a white shirt. Is a little bit thinner. It's a little bit thinner shirt, white, but it fit nicely. But here, this one here, the Play Guitar Podcast, this was a different type of shirt. You can see the seams are a little bit uh, more forward. It was almost like a baseball, something like a sports type shirt, and it was a little smaller than you would think. So for this one, I know if I was going to order this again, I would order it up a size up. That being said, it was a super high quality shirt and it was really cool looking too. So really, I just need to lose a little bit of weight for that one. But yeah, it's a little bit. This one here I found to be a tighter shirt, just the way I think it's just that's designed that way. So if that's what you're looking for, one of the shirts where it just comes down on this, it's tighter on the sleeves and everything, then order your, that one works well. But if you wanted something that's a little bit like a regular t-shirt feeling, I would order a size up. And this one was, and the tie-dye shirt was nice too, and it was not too small, which is usually the problem I have is t-shirts are too small. So really cool, really cool. All of them really good. The red podcast shirt was a really high quality t-shirt, and the rest of them were fine. I liked all of them. So if you get a chance sometime this week or in the next couple days, head on over there. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now on my phone, and I'm seeing a there we go. It's just a lag. That's what it is. I saw Joe's come in, and it took a few seconds for it to show up on the StreamYard. So he says, "Ask Dave about tight shirts." Okay. All right. So there is that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic that I want to get to today, and that is a new plan going forward here. So what we've been doing is we've had the live podcast on Mondays, and then on Fridays we have guitar news, and then Saturdays is guitar talk, and Sundays is just a hangout. And I want to uh, kind of consolidate some things, and then actually do a lot more live, especially after I get moved into this new practice space. Um, so what I've noticed is that when we started the academy, I was also doing 3 videos a week too. And editing is the thing that it takes the most time, editing videos. And I'm actually more comfortable doing this. I'm more comfortable going live than I am editing videos, and I would really rather spend the time making the live experience better. So having sections and uh, all different things available for me at a moment's notice that I can pull in so we could go different direction live. So I'm I'm banking everything on going live now. Now, what I want to do is I want to take the ideas of the Hangout and the podcast, the Hangout and Guitar News and Guitar Talk, and put them all into one shows here on Saturday. So we would have two main shows. We would have the podcast on Mondays, and then on Saturdays having Guitar Talk, and actually building this into an interview show as well, and not just trying to get some guitar players to come in that we can listen to too, but also continue having the community pop on when they would like to get on and talk about some different things. So I'd like to have those be the two main shows, Mondays and Saturdays. That being said, I'm having so much fun getting tones right now. That's kind of the thing I like to do the most. And I don't do a whole lot with gear, but I want to just be able to pop on during the week at nighttime, like after dinner when everybody's off doing their stuff, to come in and just play some guitar, play a lot of guitar, and bring in all my different pedals and all my different amps and work on tones and just hang out, have those be more of a hangout where there's a lot more guitar playing going on. And so I'm planning, after the room gets developed, to be doing that a lot. Don't know every day, but most days. And I'm thinking about doing them later on in the evening, not at 4 o'clock. I want to keep 4 o'clock for Saturdays and for Mondays. So what the end result is going to be, a lot more live streams going on, and taking the content that we're doing and really focusing them. So we have just 2 days of real focus, and then the rest of it is just hanging out and playing guitar and answering questions and those things. So that's my idea moving forward. That will happen. If you'll notice that over the next month and a half, I'm going to be backing off a little bit as we get prepared for the move. There's a lot of things that I have to do. But up till now, up till next week or two, won't be much different. And then it's going to get crazy. If you guys ever moved before, that but those nighttime gear hangouts is what I would love to be able to do. And we're going to do a lot of them. I'm going to be all set up for those things. And in doing that, and here's where it comes to you guys, in doing a lot of live streaming, I'm going to need some moderators. The more live streaming that we do, the more folks that we're going to have coming in. And, in the chat, you just really don't ever know what you're going to get. So if any of you are interested in, I know on YouTube, Chris is a moderator right now. If any of you are interested in moderating on YouTube, I would be very happy to have that set up. Just let me know, and we'll make that happen. That's going to, as we start, that's going to be my focus for YouTube, is live streaming. And if the more that happens, the more we're going to need some help. So if anybody feels like doing that, just let me know. And then I've got one more. And then I thought we would do some news, since we missed the news last night. So let's see here. I'm going to get the news set up here. Dean says, happy to help. Awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and let's see here. All right. And Coke says, let me see here before I get into. Coke says, you should start familiarizing yourself with other YouTube personalities that teach discuss guitar. I'm familiar, and you can bring them in for interviews and discussions. There's a big community. Yes, I know that's in the works. Did a little bit of that with Angela earlier on in the year. She's also a teacher and was actually going to go to NAM this year and kind of do some of get those things going. Uh, but that is a great suggestion, and it is something that the Saturday show I think is going to incorporate a lot as we move on. Okay. And Joe says happy to help Lee. Awesome. I'll go ahead and get that going on. Okay. Awesome. Appreciate the help, you guys. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and do some news. Let's have some fun. I really enjoyed last weekend when Scott came on and doing a lot more fun stuff. So look for a little bit more of that in the future. Let me get the news set up here. Here we go. All right. So let's see here. Self-confess you only need one guitar campaigner, and then buys another guitar. Ernie Ball Music Man unveils 5 Ball family reserve guitar models for July. It's announced its Ball family reserve instruments, which include 3 electric guitar models: the Axis Super Sport Baritone, the Albert Lee MM90, and the Silver Flake Sparkle Silhouette, as well as 2 new bass guitars, the Stingray Special and Stingray 5 Special. Oh wait, I just saw what Chris was trying to do. He was talking about Evan's guitar there. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. So let's take a look here. Let's see what we got at Ernie Ball. There we go. There's our bass. Let's see here. We've got the Albert Lee, the baritone. Where's the baritone? Probably the longer. Okay, I'm sure that the second from the right is our baritone right there. And what's the next one? Silver Flake Sparkle Silhouette, and the Albert Lee. Okay, so the Albert Lee is going to have more like the Strat pickups. Maybe that Albert Lee is the one in the middle. I'm not sure which ones they are. Okay, here we go. So we have the Axis. Have you guys ever played a baritone guitar? Really cool stuff, man. Very low sounding. Tension is really neat too. Love playing a baritone. Yep, the Albert Lee is definitely with the 3 P90s kind of in a Strat configurations. So the MM90. Let's see, it's Indian rosewood neck fingerboard, and it's got a backplate autographed. Pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Here's this Silver Flake Sparkle Silhouette. That's pretty cool. 2 humbuckers and a rails in the middle. That'd be nice. I wonder how that tremolo is. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see here. And here's the 2 basses. We got the Stingray Special and the Stingray 5 Special. Is that a fretless electric? How about that? That's pretty cool. And we also have some cars there too. And that dude. Okay. So there's the Ernie Ball Music Man Special. Let's take a look at this one. So we've got Elvis Presley rare guitar sales for 1.32 million. This is from TMZ. And this is the guitar that we looked at the other week. It's sold $1,320,000, world record for the most expensive Elvis Presley memorabilia ever sold. That's over at the folks that got to have rock and roll. One missing the S. Let's see here. Tons of history. He bought it at OK Huck's piano store in Memphis. Traded his Martin Triple Odd 18. Pretty cool. Some other items include Michael Jordan's game worn sneakers from 85 86 for 474 thousand, and Eddie Van Halen's 2000 custom racing Ferrari sold for 156,000. Pretty neat. Okay. So now your privacy. Can I get that? There we go. What do we have here? Lava Music unveils its limited edition. Whoa. Goodness gracious. It's the SiO2 and NaCl. Let's see here. It's a scientific and technical corporation being committed to new design, idea, and education of musical instruments. These are the chemist creations. It's its leading fashion company. So they take chemistry and make products based in chemistry. Seems no surprise. Whoa, that's a bright color, isn't it? Tell me a little about the guitars here. Coral white and green showed colorways. That's pretty neat looking. Have you ever played a guitar that doesn't have fret markers on it? Let's see here. What makes them different? The design combines the iconic style with the Lava's minimalism. Each guitar is laser engraved with number. Soundboard, Super Air Sonic on the soundboard, combining with the innovative honeycomb structure, brings a new level of clarity. Free boost allows people to play with effects without plugging in. So it's got effects on it, and the sound hole is in a different place, and it's got some neat, is that Japanese writing, I think. There. Let's go back over to the chat here. Let's check out what you guys are saying. Let's see here. John's digging the funky headstock on that one before with the Ernie Ball. Coke acid baritone, is that in between normal guitar and bass? Yes, it's a long scale guitar. It's 6 strings, long scale guitar, and it uses heavier strings, and it's tuned low. So 1.32 mil. Yeah, it went too fast, didn't it? And John said, probably for the one we were just looking at. No thanks, right? Okay. All right, so let's keep going here. Let's see here. Shawn Mendes debuts his custom Fender guitar for charity. Okay, let's check this out. Let's see if they have a picture of the guitar. So it's kind of like the Paisley, but more of a painting. Is it a print or a painting? Let's see here. Let's read about this. So it's the stylish electric 6-string, offers a fresh take on classic Fender design. It's a variant of a Duo Sonic. It's designed with a floral finish and a few updates. And the logo is engraved on the neck plate. Guitar pairs cool vintage inspired art and legendary Fender tone in one striking guitar. So it's got the Duo Sonic stuff on it. It looks like a hardtail. It's got the Strat-like bridge with the humbucker in the neck. Looks like a 3-way switch. Let's see here. The alder body, bolt-on maple necks, 9.5-inch radius. It's a short scale. And it's got a Player Series humbucker and a Tex-Mex Strat single coil on the bridge. And it's inspiring the youth of today to learn about the causes that they're passionate about and empower them to use the voice they have to bring change to the world, and by taking action and giving back. That's very inspiring, Sean. There it is. Okay. And then let's see, we have one more news. Are we going to unblock it? Let's block them. How about that? Acoustic Attack claims its guitar picks will give players enhanced sound waves. Okay, so we got a new guitar pick design. It's a US company. Let's take a look. The guitar pick is probably the most overlooked part of your signal chain, and this is from Music Radar, by the way. And after your choice of guitar strings, but it's still surprising that bolder designs on the pick haven't happened. So here is a bold design on the guitar pick. Let's take a look at it. So it's got raised elements that help. Let's see if you can see my. No, I don't think you can. Yeah, you can see my mouse. It's got raised the graphics that will help you hold on to the pick, and it looks like it has wedges pointed in the opposite direction of the strings. Looks like it's on both sides. Let's read about that. The idea for attack picks was hatched when Connecticut-based bassist and chief product and technology officer Mark Labby, along with the New York-based guitarist chairman Michael DiPietro, become disillusioned with flat pick design, so they came up with a way to innovate with a injection molding. Let's skim here. They have patented raised ridge with diamonds and other patterns on both sides of the lower tip attack zones, and that the company claims results in enhanced sound waves for your tone. Regardless of whether you're an electric or acoustic player, your choice of instrument or strings, certainly a bold claim. Attack picks actually brighten the sound of a guitar or bass without having to go through an equalizer. Okay. It's let's see here. So Jason Mariani, who's a guy in the Carbonite Sound Studios, says it's such a cool and straightforward design that it's surprising no one thought of it before. So it's kind of like a diamond plate, tread plate type design on the tip of the pick. There's two models with the new Ambush and Attack. Very cool, aggressive names. The Ambush pick features 5 staircase ridges on its top and undersides, and Attack picks claims it enhances upper mid-range harmonics, distortion, percussive effects, and thickened upper mid-range frequencies, especially for rhythm guitarists or bassists. For me, things like this is I'd have to use them. Maybe it's awesome. Could be a game changer, but pretty neat. I'm always interested in things like this. But you know, it would depend on if you could get in to try them at a low price point. That's what I would think. And they don't say anything about it. You'd have to go attackpick.com. Okay, pretty neat stuff. So that is the news, and we are past times 5:04. So I'm going to go ahead and call it today. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. And if you have any questions real quick, let me know before we go. Let's see. That pick sounds so gross for my preferred way to play. And so Angel says practice space, the Boss E band. Yeah, I need to look into that. I told you I was going to look into that before, and I haven't got around to it yet. Boss E band. He said that's that. Okay. Practice space, Boss E band, and that's that. Thanks, Angel. I appreciate that. I'm gonna. You know what I'm going to do? I don't know if I can get my hands on one of those, but I'm going to. I'm going to do a whole show taking a look at some of the Boss things. I've really been getting into Boss pedals lately. So what ends up happening when you first start getting into pedals is you get whatever you can. Say most people, it's like a metal zone or something like that, where you want a metal sound and you buy a practice amp, you realize you can't get it, so you get just the metalist pedal that you can. That's usually what happens. And then a lot of people get Boss pedals usually when they have their small practice amps, and then they want to move on. They get more into boutique stuff and they end up spending money. But as I've been looking at tones of a lot of people, and I'm finding that Boss pedals, especially like the DS1 and the Blues Driver and the SD1, are on a ton of the people's tones that I really likes pedal boards. And so I'm thinking about doing a lot with Boss pedals and maybe taking a look at some of Boss's other things, just like the practice, the Boss E band as well. So thinking about having a Boss day in the next couple weeks. Let me know what you think about that. So let's see here. Thanks, Lee. I enjoyed today. I'll be setting my alarm again next week at 6 a.m. from Melbourne, Australia. Awesome, man. That's great. And I'm going to be doing, once we get moved, I'm going to be doing, like I said before, a lot of uh, evening stuff too, which will be much more Australia friendly than this. Angel said, thanks, Lee. Thank you, Angel. Uh, and then Coke says, have a great evening, everybody. Thank you, Lee. And John says, have a good afternoon. See you all next time. Thanks, John. Nice. Okay, great. Well, everybody, gonna have a hangout tomorrow. I don't know how much longer the Sunday hangouts are tomorrow. I'm gonna keep them going until the move anyway. It's a good time to wrap up. My kids have been jumping on me. Time to get back to busy mom duties. Anyway, and then just says, tell the dog, yes, I agree. I was all over the place with the metro. It wasn't to you, believe me. It wasn't. Okay, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.